Oh, man. I want to welcome everybody to this demonstration. Shocking news. Russia declares World War III. Also, Jay-Z is fed up and he finally responds. But before we get started with this demonstration, if I could get you to hit the like button, click on the three dots and hit the like button. And if you're watching this on the replay, make sure you hit the like button as well as subscribe to the channel. I want to salute everybody that's tuning in from other countries. I want to salute all of my new subscribers. I want to salute the replay gang. I want to salute everybody that's watching from the clouds. I want to salute all of my moderators. I want to salute you, him, and her. I want to salute the whole Rock Squad. Everything that you hear in this demonstration is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Everything that you hear in this is for entertainment and educational purposes only. It's all allegedly. All right. Salute, Big Baby Pernell. Salute. Appreciate you for pulling up, Big Baby Pernell. Let me salute individual, and y'all know we're going to jump into this. Salute Beautiful. Salute Beautiful Nightmare. Salute Leslie. Salute Leslie. Salute 80s. Salute 80s, baby. Appreciate y'all for pulling up. Once again, salute Big Baby Pernell. Appreciate you for pulling up. Now, we're going to be chopping it up about those two events. There's been a lot of talk about Jay-Z for years. We've heard artists that was signed to Rockefeller, the record label that Jay-Z co-owned with Dame Dash and Kareem Biggs. We've heard about shady business. We've heard a lot of negative things about Jay-Z. Salute, Tommy. Salute, Tommy. Well, Jay-Z responded back. Jay-Z is fed up. He been responded. So let me just say that. He's been responded to these events, past events and current events, but we're just going to go over his response. Now, love him or hate him, you have to admit that Jay-Z probably, when it comes to successful rappers, I think you have to put Jay-Z in the same category with Ice Cube, Ice-T, 50 Cent, E40, probably those five. Those five will be the top 5 rapper slash entrepreneur slash businessman slash millionaire or possible billionaire. So you have to put Jay-Z in that category with Ice Cube, Ice-T, 50 Cent, and whichever one that I say. Salute, Tommy. Salute, Still Swinging Podcast. But you got to put Jay-Z up there. I mean, love him or hate him, he's definitely made his mark as a rapper worldwide. Salute, Sages. Jay-Z went from an underground rapper to an unsigned rapper to one of the biggest rappers of all time in hip-hop. Love him or hate him, you got to give Jay-Z his props when it comes to being a successful rapper, right? So why so much? I'm not going to call it hate. I can't call it hate, but I'm going to use the definition. I'm going to use the definition of hate because contrary to what people have been taught, hate is not a bad word. Hate just means to dislike something. In the Bible, God hated Esau but loved Jacob. So even God hates. Hate, if you look in the dictionary, hate means to dislike something. So why so much dislike for Jay-Z? Why do so many people dislike Jay-Z? Now, for every one person that dislikes Jay-Z, there's another person that loves Jay-Z. So why so much dislike for this man? Okay? Let's start at the top. Let's start at the top. Jay-Z and Dame Dash, they had a falling out. Positive vibes wouldn't be positive vibes if she didn't roast. Positive vibes says because Jay-Z is unattractive. Now, regardless of how we feel about Dame's and Jay-Z's partnership, friendship, honestly, we really don't know both sides. We really don't know both sides. We don't know if Dame done something wrong to Jay. We don't know if Jay took things differently or however their relationship came to a downfall. Honestly, we don't know. We don't know. But we know that something had to happen. Something had to happen in their relationship. And we're going to get into all of that because I think that everyone should have a fair chance at explaining their situation. I don't think that nobody should be accused of something without them being able to give their side. You know what I mean? Everybody should be able to give their side. So we're going to chop it up about Jay-Z because Jay-Z has spoken. And he's currently spoken on, situations, but he has been spoken. I do believe that Dame Dash made the statement that he made Jay-Z. We're going to get into that. Dame made the statement that he made Jay-Z. Jay-Z responded back by saying what? Hey, Dame, since you made me, then make another Jay-Z. And I was like, okay. Also, the situation with Jay and Beyonce. Once again, that's a relationship between a man and his wife. That's a relationship. They have relationship issues or whatever it is that they go through. That's between husband and wife. We're quick, especially men. Men are quick to get the short end of the stick in their marriages and their relationships. We are always getting the short end of the stick. The woman can do no wrong. Any and everything that happens in the marriage, any and everything that happens in the relationship, somehow the man gets blamed for it. So it could be that Beyonce could possibly be the cause of some of the turmoil that's going on in their marriages. Saja says, Jay isn't that bad, positive vibes. Positive vibes because Jay-Z is unattractive. Tommy says, for some reason, our people love us when we are poor and ignorant. But when that same brother becomes rich and influential, they start to hate him. They start to believe anything someone says, things they would never have believed when you were poor and hopeless. And that's so true. That's so true. But we're going to be chopping it up. We're going to take a deep dive. We're going to go down the rabbit hole of Jay-Z. And we're going to, because what I don't like to do is, as much as I give my commentaries, as much as I give my demonstrations, I always have to backtrack all of my demonstrations. I have to backtrack. Sometimes I have to play devil's advocate. Sometimes I just have to bring everything that's pertaining to demonstration. It can't be one-sided. You know what I mean? We can't look at it as one-sided and just say, you know, man, F Jay-Z. He don't do nothing for black people anyway. I mean, who said that he had to do something for black people? You know? So I want us to really, really take a deep dive, because in most of the conversations that I hear when it comes to Jay-Z, it's pretty much always, what have he done for black people? He ain't never done nothing for us. He won't even go back to his own neighborhood and do this and do that. I mean, can we always expect for other people to do for us what we can do for ourselves? You know, I want y'all to meditate on that. Also, I want us to take a deep dive into what's going on in Russia with Putin. Russia is in talks. Russia has been sending warnings that they ready to pop up over here. They ready to get this World War thing started. You know, one thing that we got to know when it comes to war, a person might lose the fight, but they might win the battle. The battle would be principles. The battle would be proving a point. The battle would be standing your ground. The fight would be a physical confrontation. You know, you might say, like, okay, growing up, and even today, but growing up, you know, you might have to fight somebody. You might have to fight a bully, you know, or you might have to fight somebody that, you know that's going to beat you. You know this person is going to defeat you. But you say to yourself, he or she might beat me up, but at least he or she is going to know that I was there. So that phrase is when a person wins the battle. But the physical part, you might walk out of the fight with a busted lip. You might walk out of the fight with a busted nose, and you might have lost that fight, but you lost the battle. So we looking at it, okay, Russia is weaker than us. Russia military is not as strong as us. Russia is already in a war with Ukraine. So Russia by no means can do anything with us. Well, Russia might be playing chess, and Russia might be moving strategic, because, as I stated before, when has the last time the American people been in war? When has the last time we've been in a war? I wasn't alive when we was in war. So we don't know. We've never experienced, the majority of the American people has never experienced war. So Can y'all imagine? Just imagine the 2 or 3 years that we had to deal with COVID, and imagine how it changed our lifestyles. Imagine how it changed all of our lives. All of us was affected by it. Some of us hasn't recovered from COVID. So now imagine if a war takes place. We wasn't ready for COVID. Now, do you think that we would be ready for this war? But we're going to start off with Russia. We're going to start off with Russia. I'm not going to spend a lot of time covering it, but we'll piggyback from the Russia starting World War III to the Jay-Z response, because it's a whole lot that we have to cover when it comes to Jay-Z. But let's start off with Russia. Let's start off with World War III talk from Russia. And once again, this is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Y'all bear with me. I'm coming, y'all. All right, y'all, let's go.
Breaking news, Putin's power trip. So the Russian president is tonight, just hours away from arriving in North Korea, tonight touting an unbreakable partnership. In new comments just released, Putin telling a North Korean newspaper that the Russian-North Korean alliance is based on principles of equality, mutual respect, and trust. Putin buttering up Kim as the North Korean president rolls out the red carpet for Putin. Let's just show you some new satellite images. What appears to be, as far as we can see, so this is Pyongyang, large military parade preparations going on in the capital. Grandstands are going up. You can see those sort of along the edge. Construction taking place in one of the main squares in the city as well. And this partnership, newly close, is cemented in one key thing: taking down the United States. Look no farther than what...
Did y'all hear that? Now, Putin is over in North Korea. Putin is over in North Korea. And as the news reporter says, this is only to do what? What did this news reporter say? This news reporter said the same thing that everybody else was thinking when we all found out Putin was over there with North Korea. See what I'm saying? See, this is strategic. See, he playing chess. Let me back up. See, this is a chess move. Salute, Mel. This is a chess move.
Partnership, newly close, is cemented in one key thing: taking down the United States. Look no farther than what Russian state television is pushing tonight.
Billions of people would be happy to stand in line to get the opportunity to strike the United States.
Let me backtrack. Are y'all following me? Let me backtrack. Billions of people will be standing in line. Huh? Listen up, Rock Squad. Billions of people. Listen up, Rock Squad.
Billions of people would be happy to stand in line to get the opportunity to strike the United States.
Today, the weather is ideal for conducting nuclear strikes against NATO countries.
We only have one target, the continental territory of the U.S.
They got one target, the continent of the U.S.
There's no nuance or ambiguity there. And state-controlled television in North Korea is saying the U.S. and other hostile forces are bound to meet unforeseen disaster. So you hear all that rhetoric, right? But that rhetoric is actually turned into video. We've seen nearly identical simulations of nuclear annihilation of the United States. Look for yourself. What they've shown on Russian state media television is on the left. And on the right is what you see in North Korea. These are simulations of U.S. cities going up in a giant mushroom cloud of nuclear annihilation. Nuclear strikes taking out U.S. cities. It's grotesque. And the Russian-North Korean military partnership is deepening now, beyond rhetoric and video to reality. Kim paid Putin a visit last year, touring several secretive space and military facilities, at one point toasting Putin and vowing to have him back in what he called Putin's, quote, sacred struggle against the band of evil in the West. And just
Rock Squad, let's talk. What do y'all think about that? What do y'all think about that? Rock Squad, what are y'all opinions on that? What are y'all perspectives? See, it's just human nature. The bully, salute Nola, the bully eventually falls by any means necessary. Now, for some of us, as great as this country was, as great as this country is, and as great as this country has the potentials to be, for some of us disagrees with that. But for the ones that think and look at this country as being great, every great nation, Rome was brought to its knees, right? Salute Jonathan. Jonathan says the U.S. recently reinstated the draft as well. Did y'all peep that? I believe the draft is those between 18 and 26 years of age. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I think when I checked, the draft was for those that are between 18 and 26. Salute Dave. Dave says, gotta hear what Tim Pool thinks about this. We'll go to Tim Pool. Jonathan says, correct. Okay, so now, are we ready? I mean, for any of us that have loved ones in our family, are we ready? And before I continue, a big shout out to all military men and women. My hat goes off to all men and women that have served in the military and that are serving in the military now. My hat goes off to you guys and you ladies, because you guys and ladies are our first line of defense. Dave says we are gearing up. My son is 18. God bless. Now, are we ready? It's one thing for our loved ones to join the military willingly, and then they may get called off to be stationed overseas. But it's another thing when our loved ones actually get drafted. Now, you can dodge the draft. But I believe that if you dodge the draft, I believe that comes with prison time. David says, strap your boots up. But are we ready for that? See, it's getting ready to get thick. It's getting ready to get ugly. And let's be honest, a lot of people around the world don't like the United States of America. There are a lot of people around the world that don't like the United States of America. In fact, and I want y'all to listen to me when I say this. In fact, I believe the United States of America doesn't like herself. And I'm going to tell y'all why. Dave says, should females be required to sign up for the draft? I'm not sure. But I'm going to tell you why America doesn't like herself. Because the way that America treats, the way that this country treats fellow Americans, we could just start with the veterans. We can start with the veterans. How many of y'all think that the way that this country treats the veterans, how many of y'all think that's BS? Drop a one. Drop a one in the chat if you think the way that the veterans get treated in this country is BS. They treat the veterans like a piece of ish. Dave says, what's your opinion on not being able to vote if you don't sign up for the draft? We're going to cover that. We're going to cover that. We're going to cover that. My dad was a paratrooper. Color Card 2.0. How you doing? Appreciate you for pulling up. Oh boy, I can't pronounce that. Salute 80s, baby. So a lot of us are in agreement right there. So just imagine, we won't even treat our veterans. We won't even treat our veterans fair, let alone good or excellent. We treat our veterans poorly. The country does, not us, not the average John Doe or Jane Doe, not you and me, but the country treats the veterans like ish. But we're quick to go to other countries and aid, right? We're quick to put our noses in our allies' issues, right? We're quick to open up our cities to immigrants and give the immigrants benefits that who don't have. The immigrants have better benefits than our veterans. If anybody is in disagreement with me, talk to me, because maybe it's something I miss. Jonathan says, my brother was in boot camp when the towers got hit. I was in high school. After 9/11, we really came together as a nation. I personally believe if we get attacked again, the same thing will occur. Most definitely. We definitely will come together as a nation. You'll see Democrats, Republicans, conservatives, liberals. You'll see all four of them together. You'll see black, white, Puerto Rican, Mexican, Native, all of the above. You'll see all of us banding together if World War III break out. But why is the veterans being mistreated? The veterans, you just look and you say, damn, some of these veterans at my job, I have to take care of. And the stories that they tell me, the body parts that they lost when they were on duty, you know, salute my boo. Appreciate you for pulling up. Salute my boo. So this war, World War III, is bubbling. Russia is getting ready to bring it to us. Russia is lining up their allies. Putin is in North Korea. Y'all remember when Trump was in office, things wasn't so good for Trump with North Korea. So Putin is lining up his allies. Let's go back. Let's go back. I didn't mean to take that much time. Let's go back.
3 months ago, North Korea TV showed Kim and his daughter, they were back in Pyongyang, riding in a luxurious new limousine, a limo that was a gift from Putin. And on Russia's...
Now, Putin gifted him a limousine. I know some of y'all might say, limousines are cheap, Shank. But the thought, right? It's the thought that counts, right?
State television now, they are fawning over Kim.
In the West, they are persistently calling him a dictator, but our attitude is different.
Kim Jong-un, the light of the nation.
See, they playing chess, and they're lining up because they know what we don't know. They're getting ready to make a move. They're getting ready to bring us a move. And in war, that's one of the first things you think about. You think about your allies. You think about who gonna have my... You think about who all gonna have my back if I set it off. And what better way to get your allies is to link up with people that's ops of your ops.
Just a short time ago, Putin spoke to a North Korean newspaper, so he's giving all this access to them, right? And he said, quote,
I had to backtrack, y'all.
and this relationship is now affecting the war in Ukraine. Just a short time ago, Putin spoke to a North Korean newspaper, so he's giving all this access to them, right? And he said, quote, we highly appreciate the DPRK's strong support for the Russian special military operation in Ukraine. And Russia is relying on North Korea in Ukraine, make no doubt about it. I mean, according to South Korea, North Korea sent 6,700 containers of equipment to Putin. Those could be filled with more than 3 million rounds of artillery shells, more than 500,000 rounds of multiple rocket launchers. There are also North Korean missiles being used. In return, the White House believes Putin may offer North Korea fighter jets, surface-to-air missiles, armored vehicles, and more. That has Washington growing increasingly concerned tonight.
What we are concerned about, Trevor, is the deepening relationship between these two countries. There could be some reciprocity here that could affect security on the Korean Peninsula.
Kilitaushi is out front live outside the White House. I want to begin, though, with Will Ripley live in Taiwan. And Will, another Kim Putin meeting now less than a year after the last one, right? And it had been a several-year break before that. They appear to be growing much closer.
Because they need each other, Aaron, at least for now. Putin wants weapons and ammunition for his war in Ukraine. Kim wants cash and military expertise that could help his spy satellite and missile program to make his ballistic missiles potentially more accurate in a potential strike on the United States. And of course, Putin and Kim both have the shared goal of taking down the West, especially the U.S.
Are y'all listening? Don't y'all know that the West, whom we know to be the United States of America, has been running the show? Y'all realize for how many years that America has been running the show? They say the most powerful seat in the whole world is whoever is in the seat at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue in Washington, D.C., the White House. Salute, Chanel. Appreciate you for pulling up, Chanel. Aunt Esther, I see you, Aunt Esther. And Ann. Ann says stop sending weapons of mass destruction. So, I mean, just Just do you know what whoever takes down the United States, do you know how they will be perceived throughout the world? Can y'all imagine? Let's imagine. Let's imagine. Even if it takes a collective effort, hey, it is what it is. Look, you hit him from the legs, you hit him from the side. I'm going to hit him over the head. And if we pull this out effectively, then we will drop. We will drop this bully. We will drop the United States of America. We can celebrate later. I'm telling y'all. World War III is coming. Esther says, preach. Dave says, how do you think Putin reacted to Trump's visit to North Korea when he was in office? When Trump went to North Korea, Putin was like, my man. Putin was like, my man. Because it's a difference now compared to when Trump was in office. And I'm going to tell y'all what the difference is. Ann says, imagine seeing people parachuting from the sky like in Red Dawn. Exactly. And it can happen. It can happen. See, y'all got to know that everything revolves around who is in that seat. Because when Trump was in office, him and Putin, some people like to say that Trump and Putin was in bed together. Some people like to think that Trump and Putin was in bed together. Now, here's my perspective on it. Even if Trump was in bed with Putin, it kept the peace. You understand what I'm saying? It kept the peace because sometimes in order for business to flow effectively, sometimes you're going to have to play politics. Sometimes you're going to have to say, okay, an enemy of mine, but we're on the same course. Once an enemy of mine now becomes a friend of mine. If any of y'all has ever been incarcerated, and this happens a lot while you incarcerated. Salute Christine. Christine says it's all political. You got the blue, you got the red, you got the Crips, you got the Bloods. Now, in prison, if you got an Aryan hood, if you got an Aryan nation gang, white supremacist gang, if you got Mexican gangs, if you got the Asian boys, now you got the blue and the red, they've been taking each other's lives on the streets for years, right? But what happens when you put the blue and red in prison together and they're surrounded by all these other enemies? The blue and red gonna come together. So it just only makes sense. It only makes sense for Putin to go to North Korea and align himself with him. See, the Democrats don't want to give Trump his props. And I understand that. And by them not giving Trump his props, they won't call the Biden administration out with the move with us being over there in Ukraine. Right? Salute, Tracy. The Democrats, y'all won't call Biden out. Y'all won't add Biden out. But Democrats, let's be honest. We're not supposed to be over there in Ukraine. And Democrats, let's be honest. Trump wouldn't have had us over there. And that's why you would always see Trump and Putin together. One thing about Trump is a strategy. Trump is strategic. He knew. He saw the future, and he knew eventually Russia is going to make a move. Because one thing about Russia, y'all, Russia don't play around. Russia and China, those two, they don't play around. They say what they mean what they say, they mean business. Appreciate you on the replay, gang, Tracy. And says, who is paying for Ukraine to rebuild their smart cities? Ukraine was voted into the UN. Salute, Londa. Salute, Londa. David says, same bird, different wings. Same bird, different wings, y'all. Let's go back. I want to go back.
The North Korean capital, Pyongyang, preparing a supersized socialist welcome for Russian President Vladimir Putin, a pariah in the free world, in Kim Jong-un's world, an invincible comrade in arms. North Korean propaganda praising Putin's first Pyongyang trip in 24 years. He met Kim's father in 2000, months after becoming president. Kim Jong-un was still a teenager. Moscow-Pyongyang ties today the strongest since the Cold War, a grave and growing threat, say Seoul and Washington. They accuse Kim of supplying weapons to Putin's army in Ukraine in exchange for advanced military technology, possibly boosting Kim's ballistic missile and spy satellite programs, which could make Kim's growing nuclear arsenal more accurate, experts warn. For years, North Korea has been threatening to use nukes against the U.S. in the event of war. In April, Kim was quoted in state media. Now is the time to be more thoroughly prepared for a war than ever before.
The relationship really is built on a transactional relationship, not on mutual trust.
The North Korean leader's lavish armored limousine, a gift from the Russian strongman, a symbol of Kim's strategic pivot away from failed U.S. diplomacy with former President Donald Trump, which experts say left Kim furious and humiliated.
So far, it seems like the door is shut. And I would say that for North Korea and for Kim Jong-un, the real message is beware betrayal.
Leaving President Joe Biden with very little leverage to pursue the fading prospect of North Korean deep.
See, when you look at Biden, you see a complete difference when you look at Trump. Just look at Biden. Just look at Biden. You can see the complete difference between Biden and Trump. Look at him.
The real message is beware betrayal.
Leaving President Joe Biden with very little leverage to pursue the fading prospect of North Korean denuclearization.
Even when you looked at Obama, I'm just keeping it 100. Obama looked it like, what is it? What's the saying? Fuck around and find out. When you looked at Obama, that's what you saw. Fuck around and find out. When you look at Trump, same demonstration. Fuck around and find out. When you look at my man Biden, I mean, come on, y'all. You looking at Biden like, I could take him. You looking at Biden like, yo, I could run up on Biden right now and I could snatch whatever that is that he got in front of him that he's reading off of. That's how clueless, that's how much he's not in touch with what's going on. Just look. Just look. You looked at Obama, you seen fuck around and find out. You looked at Trump, you saw fuck around and find out. Tell me, do y'all see that when y'all look at Biden?
Leaving President Joe Biden with very little leverage to pursue the fading prospect of North Korean denuclearization. Satellite images of Pyongyang in recent days show possible preparations for a massive celebration. The Kremlin, unfazed by Western warnings, claiming it has every right to create closer kinship with neighbors. The stakes are high, the symbolism powerful. Observers say Putin and Kim's dangerous alliance is bigger than politics. A defiant message from two leaders determined to take down the U.S.
The future.
Wow. 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 Let's chop it up, Rock Squad. Wow. Limitless says he looks like he's about to fall asleep. I mean, it is what it is, y'all. It is what it is. He boo-booed in his pants the other day too. David says it's bigger than him. People behind the scenes pulling the strings. Cat King says, sir, even though we are on different sides of that political border, I hope our president will rethink who to trust. I don't think that Putin is the worst president, but his decisions are weird. Salute Trelane. Trelane says, not a Trump fan, but I agree with you on this. Trump would have showed strength after his threat. And like I said before, I'm not a Trump supporter, but I'm not against Trump. I'm not a Biden supporter, but I'm not against Biden. I think that there are plenty of people, plenty, that will make a better president for us than Trump. However, I know for a fact Biden doesn't make a better president than Trump. It is what it is. Let me say it again. I do believe that there are plenty of people that will make a better president than Trump. But one of those people is not Biden. Sandra says, Ann says, if you think I'm playing. Sandra says, remember when Trump dropped the Moab? Ann says he a felon now. Johnny says, we got U.S. troops in the Philippines. Something crazy about to happen. It's going down, Johnny S. It's going down, Johnny S. It's here. It's here. My man ain't playing. Putin ain't playing. I know when somebody ain't playing. Trelane says it's scary after they just reinstated the draft to automatically enter 18 to 26 years old. And says they've been attacking ships and stuff. It's here. You know, now don't get me wrong now. Now I'm a American. I'm an American. Now whether I'm a legal American or not, that's another demonstration because y'all all know when it comes to nationality, many of us haven't accepted our free nationality, but I'm an American, and we all are Americans, whether we legal or illegal. Now, we're going to rumble with them. Don't get it twisted and just think it's going to be a catwalk. You know what I mean? Y'all just ain't going to just, put the smack down on us. No. We're going to be rumbling. We're going to be rumbling. Sandra says Russian subs in Cuba. I went over that the last one. Still Swinging Podcast says, oh, now you're not a Trump supporter. Oh, Applehead boy. I never said I was a Trump supporter, Pee-wee. I never said I was a Trump supporter, Pee-wee. I said I'm not a Trump supporter, but I'm not against him. But he gonna get my vote. He gonna get my vote. Ann says, yes, I did hear draft talk trickling in the pipeline. Johnny says, I heard about that too. The submarines off the coast of Cuba, close around Florida. I done that demonstration 3 days ago. The breaking news. Remember, we broke the news over here about those submarines, those Russian warheads in Cuba. Sandra says, I'm voting for Trump also. So, what do? We got to get prepared. We got to get prepared. I see you, Abdul. Salute, Abdul. I see you. Ann says, I think I'm just not going to vote again. Salute, Abdul. I see you. Zachary says, both Trump and Biden are horrible options for presidents. Leslie says, well, you a dump supporter, Shank. Salute, Leslie. Salute. Cat King says, anyway, I wish you the best and hope our countries will be friends once. Have a great day, sir. Appreciate you, Cat King. Appreciate you, Cat King. And says, local voting seems like we have more of an impact. And I've heard that. I've heard that on several occasions, and that the local elections is what really make the difference. I did hear that. Abdul says, get your bunkers ready. Bring your waters, canned goods, and tissues. Yeah, we got to start stocking up on things. We got to start stocking up on things because If it's a nuclear attack, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if we're going to come up out of a nuclear attack. You know, and I do think that that would be the extreme measures that they would go through because physically we gonna give them a run for their money. Now I ain't gonna say that, you know, it's gonna be a walk in the park on either side, but physically I don't really think they want to step to us physically, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but I don't think they want to step to us physically. I think in their mind, I think in their plan is to hit us unexpectedly and to hit us where we gonna get caught off guard, whereas though we ain't gonna really know what to do and we ain't gonna have too much time to think. And that's how you want to hit your eye. That's how you want to hit your enemy. You want to hit them whereas though you don't give them too much time to think. You hit them, get out of there, and move on. White Reason says, I hope someday there will be peace everywhere and everything will be fine. Take care from Moscow, brother. Appreciate you for pulling up. Shout out to everyone that pulled up from Moscow. Shout out to Russia. Because it's not a war between the people. It's not the civilians. It's not the regular people in the USA against the regular people in Russia. It's not. It's the powers to be. It ain't us. Abdul says, Shank rubbed his head. Oh, I don't know if we going to survive. Meanwhile, he don't got hair. Abdul wouldn't be Abdul if he ain't roast me. Don't be laughing at him either, positive vibes. Esther says, I believe that. Johnny says, it will happen really fast. It's going to happen fast. You know, the mindset better be we can die. Yeah. And we're going to have to prepare ourselves now. Because right now, a nuclear bomb can hit. And they looking to hit. So if definitely if you're in the DMV area, they're going to hit DC. They're going to hit New York. They're going to hit big cities. They're going to hit. And we got to be ready. And we can try to call a bluff, say, nah, they ain't going to hit. Nah, they know better than mess with us. All right. That's all I'm going to say. All right. Remember on Friday. Remember Smokey and Craig? And Smokey kept trying to convince Craig that Worm wasn't going to do nothing to him. He needs me. Remember? He just kept trying to convince Craig that Big Worm wasn't going to do nothing. And what Craig say to Worm? What Craig say to Smokey? All right. He said, all right. Bulk Leg Studio says, I'm praying they don't hit the World Trade again. And go back to 9/11. Whether it was a conspiracy or not, regardless of whoever was behind the 9/11 attack, it happened. It happened, right? So regardless who was behind it, it happened. And do y'all realize the many people that lost their lives in the 9/11 attack? Shout out to all those that lost their lives in the 9/11 attack. Shout out to the family. Prayer hands to the families. Can y'all imagine those people, those Americans that were on those planes and then the planes got hijacked? Can y'all imagine that? Salute 10 mil. Salute 10 mil. Can y'all imagine? See, we don't know how it's going to go. Can y'all imagine you on a plane with your family, with your loved ones? Can y'all imagine? And the plane get hijacked? What would you do? What would you do? Esther says, America do it to the other nations all the time. And that's why I say karma is a Abdul says, well, never mind. Don't hit DC first because Philly going to get hit also. And I don't want to be old Dusty Bones. Johnny says 9/11 was horrible. You had people jumping out of the windows because they didn't want to get burnt alive. Just horrible. Bob Leg Studio says it's scary. Tim Mills says, I like boats. So we got to be on point. We got to be on point, you know, for those that believe in God, for those that are religious, you know, get right with God. Get right with the Lord. Get right with your personal Savior. If it's Allah, if it's Jesus, if it's Jehovah, whatever your personal relationship with God is, whatever you call him, get right with him. You know, make the best times with your family. You know, love on your family. You know, if you got a husband, if you got a wife, whatever issues that y'all may have, try to fix those issues. Try to fix those issues that you may have with your significant other. You know, you got children, you know, try your best to do your best with your children. And for those that have parents, if you have a mother, I lost my mother in 2015. So if you have a mother, your mother's still alive, do everything in your power to love on your mother. If you have a father, do everything possible to love on your father, your grandparents, your aunts, your uncles. Do what you got to do. If the relationships, for some strange reason, ain't as smooth, do what you can do to fix it. If you are atheist, what happens if you an atheist? Go with what you know is best. Because I talk to a lot of atheists. And I don't have a problem with atheists. And this is just my opinion. An atheist, to me, makes valid points. They make valid points. The atheist makes points like, if there was a God, right? Why do the things happen to these little children that happen to these little children? Right? So I can build with you wherever you're at. So don't feel ashamed if you are an atheist. If you don't believe in God, it's okay. Don't feel ashamed. That's your belief. You know what I mean? If you're a Jehovah's Witness, don't feel ashamed. If you're a Muslim, a Christian, whatever it is, don't feel ashamed. We are all searching. We are all searching for answers. We all are searching for answers. And I see the chat is roasting me like never before. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back. I'm going to get us one more clip. And then we're going to go down the rabbit hole with Jay-Z. And we're going to find out. And we're going to check it out. Jay-Z responded. But I want to take y'all to one more for the war. All right, let's go back. Tim Mills says, I believe I'm being looked over in some way. The good deeds I do for others feels important as to my own level of luck and success. And that's a good perspective, Tim Mill. That's a good perspective.
The stakes are high, the symbolism powerful. Observers say Putin and Kim's dangerous alliance is bigger than politics. A defiant message from two leaders determined to take down the U.S. Tonight, we're learning Kim and Putin are expected to sign a new strategic partnership agreement, replacing previous documents signed in 1961, 2000, 2001. Aaron, the power dynamic between Kim and Putin has changed so much since Putin's last visit to Pyongyang 24 years ago. The previous North Korean leaders felt like an afterthought when they were next to the Russian leaders, but these days, they know that at least while there's fighting in Ukraine, Russia needs North Korea's help.
All right, thank you very much, Will. And I want to go to the White House now. Kayla Tausche is there. So, Kayla, obviously now you've got another meeting happening. How significant is this? How closely is the U.S., the Biden administration, watching this meeting, which we understand between Putin and Kim is supposed to happen in just a few hours?
Aaron, the administration is watching this incredibly closely. You heard various divisions, State Department, Defense Department, the White House weighing in on this today in response to questions about exactly what could come out of this meeting. Earlier today, I think there were suggestions from the officials that essentially this is a response to the G7 leaders who just a week ago pledged unwavering military and financial support for Ukraine. That was followed by a peace summit for Ukraine, where more than 100 countries stood defiantly against Russia with Ukraine, and they believe that North Korea has been materially aiding Russia, and for months, if not years. You mentioned that South Korean estimate of 6,700 containers. Well, just today, the State Department said that that number is closer to 11,000, and that it's not hypothetical that those missiles and munitions have been showing up on the battlefield. And they say that they know exactly what North Korea is providing Russia because of some of the trade data and some of the satellite data that you were just referencing. But their bigger concern is what Russia may be providing Pyongyang. Kurt Campbell, who's the Deputy Secretary of State, said last week, hard currency, is it energy, is it capabilities that allow them to advance their nuclear or missile products? We don't know, but we're concerned by that and watching carefully. Meanwhile, Russian state media has said that the Kremlin is looking to partner with North Korea in all possible areas. Aaron?
All right, thank you very much, Kayla, at the White House.
It's about to go down. World War III. World War III. It's about to go down. We're going to switch lanes. We're going to switch lanes. We're going to come back to the war. I'm going to come back, Abdul. I'm going to come back. Where all my Jay-Z fans at? Where all of my Jay-Z fans at? Do I got any Jay-Z fans? Abdul says, not me. Where my Jay-Z fans at? I know 80s, baby. David says, ether. Tim Mill says, and they bunker already. Where my Jay-Z fans at? Chanel says, not me. Barkleg Studio says, I'm here. What are y'all thoughts on Jay? Abdul says, nobody likes him, Shank. Barkleg says, wait, we talking about the rapper or the leader? The rapper. We talking about the rapper.
wasn't bad enough.
So why does it all come to a head now? Why now? Why?
Because he's the acceptable monster at this time. Like R. Kelly was the last time I sat on this couch.
So who's next?
Y'all don't see the lineup?
Yeah, we see the lineup. I'm just waiting to see who's next.
Jay-Z is setting Diddy up. What?
How many of y'all think that Jay-Z allegedly is setting Diddy up? How many of y'all think that Jay-Z is allegedly behind the events that's happening to P. Diddy?
Why is everyone having such a hard time? He ain't doing different. He lined up D. Haven, stole his life and identity. He lined up Big L, stole his life and identity. He lined up Dame Dash, stole his life, identity, and took his love. Lined up R. Kelly. He wants to be the one.
Well, shout out D. Haven. He actually hit us up, wanted to tell this story.
You need to talk to D. Haven.
We need to talk to him.
I told you that last year when I put you on the phone with him.
You did.
I want you to think about this. Allegedly, Sean Carter is responsible for enacting Hype Williams to put Aaliyah on a faulty plane to move her out the way as punishment for rejecting him, and so he could level up Beyonce, who was struggling. Let's just say allegedly that happened. Now I want you to think about 106th and Park with Mary J. Blige. Free, who is a victim of Sean Carter.
Yeah.
Mary J. Blige, who is a victim of Sean Combs, are sitting there talking about the death of Aaliyah amongst each other. Think about that. You got a Diddy victim, you got a Jay-Z victim, and you got a superstar gone. They know what happened. And yet, they had to sit there and have that conversation like they didn't know who did it. Think of the power of that moment. Think about Claudia Jordan right now. Claudia Jordan don't ever mention my mother name. She mentioned it yesterday. Talking about why people are afraid to come forward. You mean like you? You was Diddy girl. Corey was Jay-Z girl. Why don't you claim your friend? Claudia.
So, Jack, when you say...
When I say Corey, I'm talking about Kathy White.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was about to ask.
Jay-Z's pregnant mistress,
yeah,
who died of an imaginary fucking aneurysm. Just like the woman who was best friends with Kim and Kimura, who wrote the book Bling and died as soon as it made the bestsellers list. Who the fuck was these people supposed to go to? You can't go to the boss because the boss is fucking you. And the boss's boss don't give no fuck. Can't go to the authorities. They're all bought and paid for. You could try to get a special prosecutor, but they'll just pay somebody to reassign him to another case. Where the fuck you go when you get over by the industry? Nowhere. That's where you go nowhere, which is where people like me step in.
I gotta go to Diddy parties. To walk mother out.
All right, y'all. Let's start to go down the rabbit hole. All right. So that was Jaguar Wright. Many know who Jaguar Wright is. For those who are not familiar with the lady Jaguar Wright, well, Jaguar Wright is on one of Jay-Z's songs. It's I believe it's track 10. No, track 10 is Renegade. I'm not sure what number track it is, but it's on the Blueprint CD, the blue CD, Jay-Z's, and he got a song on there called Love Song. And if you hear the female voice, Song Cry, if you hear the female voice singing on that Song Cry, that's her. That's Jaguar Wright. Now, she has came out, was it maybe 10 years ago? Anywhere from 5 to 10 years. And she has been exposing, she's been giving up a lot of information on Jay-Z, P. Diddy, Mary J. Blige. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. Trelane says, I never knew that was Jag. Yeah, that's Jag. That's Jag. And that's one of my favorite songs. That's one of my favorite songs of Jay-Z. Tim Mills says, what's wrong with her? Some people think that she's suffering from a mental illness. Some people say that she's looking for clout. She's, it's all kind of things that people say about her. Most people believe some of the stuff that she says. Most people. I believe some of the stuff. I don't believe all of it. But some of it, I do believe what Jag be saying. But she laid out a whole list of just things that Jay was partaking in. But see, in Jay-Z, he's not my favorite rapper, but Jay-Z, and remember, Trelane, remember that night when we was trying to figure out who was the king of New York? Remember that night, Trelane? When it comes to the hits, when Jay and R. Kelly, regardless of what went on, regardless of what they may have done, when it comes to making hits, Jay. So music-wise, I'm with you, Trelane. Music-wise, I'm with you. I love Jay-Z records. Now, is Jay-Z a snake? Let's start there. Is Jay-Z a snake? Now, allegedly, he stole, is it Sparks? Let's go to one of the state property. Let's go to one of the state property interviews. And he talked about how Jay-Z stole his song. CM Golf says, shut up about Jay-Z and tell me. Well, we're going to find out, CM. Is Jay-Z into stealing his artist's songs? Let's check out one of his artists. And y'all tell me. Let's do a little homework on Jay-Z. All right. All right, let's see. All right. Now, for all of y'all that don't know, here's some shocking news for you. Let's see if Jay-Z is into stealing his artists' songs.
VadTV.com is going down. We reinventing ourselves with some freestyle for you people. And it's going down. I'll let you boy. Young Speezy, West Philly. Holla. Oh, how I get signs. One of the guys from Black Friday knew one of my friends. We was independent artists out in Philadelphia. Me and Oskino. And one of our friends knew Sadiq from Black Friday, who was cool with Jay-Z. Jay-Z was looking for new talent, so we rapped for Sadiq, and Sadiq took us up to Jay-Z. Jay-Z heard us, and he was real excited about the project, so he goes downstairs to go get Leo, bring Leo up, told us what he wanted to do. The rest was history.
At that time, whatever Jay said.
Whatever Jay said at that time, Leo was ready to go, and he was, it was a money machine.
I got you. Now, and you do the hook.
Give it to him.
Give it to you.
I just want to love
How you came up with that?
Yeah, it was an old song. It was an old record I had already before I even came to the label. So we was doing, actually was working on the Dynasty album. The Dynasty album was supposed to be like a compilation of everybody on a Rockefeller label. So I was in one room doing the record in the B room, and Jay was recording in the A room. So I think Beans came over, heard what I was doing, and he go run back, tell Jay come in here, he likes it, he wants to run with it, and he makes the single.
Yeah. You already had the beat?
Yeah, I was working. Now I wasn't working with the beat that he used. I was putting it to another beat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was working on another beat. He heard it. He like, whoa. He needed a single, I guess. You know what I'm saying? So he was looking for a single. He heard the hook. He's like, he knew it was out of there. So he's like, oh, I need that. So I'm like, all right. It's big homie. What's he gonna tell you? Nah, get out of there. But I wasn't hip on my business side of things wasn't straight. It was on some family thing, but you live and you learn.
So talk about that, because you're not getting publishing checks for that anymore.
No, actually, my publishing company wasn't set up at the time, so.
Appreciate that, 80s baby. Appreciate that chat. 80s baby says Jay-Z and Diddy are partners in more ways than one. Appreciate that, 80s baby. Now he's going into detail how allegedly Jay-Z stole the Give It To Me song from him. Y'all pay attention.
You live and you learn.
So talk about that, because you're not getting publishing checks for that anymore.
No, actually, my publishing company wasn't set up at the time, so I think that they knew that. You know what I'm saying? So they took advantage of it. So, but before you know it, the song was done. I do the hook. Next thing you know, we flying to LA. So we talking about the business. I'm trying to figure out. So we talking in the studio actually what we gonna do about it. So he's talking about cutting the check, but it's like my publisher wasn't right. You know what I mean? So he knew that. He knew I had to get back, do my publishing, and but before that happened, he said, "No, we flying to LA, shoot the video." You know what I mean? And meanwhile, Sadiq was the head of the Black Friday label. It was a company we were supposed to get distributed through Rock. But they ended up losing the company, and we all went to Rockefeller, and he somehow ended up signing off. Now, I don't know how it happened, but I think they got the money. You know what I'm saying? So you live and you learn, no problem. So but after that time, I had Million Spark Publishing, but Give It To Me was out of there. We were shooting the video, so I was on the road with them, but they was making money.
How much publishing do you think they made at that time?
Hey man, I think that was the second. It actually was the second biggest hit of his career. It was Annie, and then I Just Wanna Love You. So the album sold for what, 3.5 million, 4 million, or something like that. They seen some money. So I'm not sure how much money, but I know it's in the M's.
So you think that if you had signed, better deal.
No, I think if I'd have just had my publishing company set up, period. It wasn't even the deal.
It was the deal, right?
Yeah, the publishing company, and they knew it. They knew how to take advantage of the situation, and that wasn't nothing I could do. My back was against the wall, and when I got hit, and by the time I was like, yo, I'm ready. Say something about Rick James. I'm like, look, Rick James in prison. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, all right, cool, man, you got me. But I was under contract, so I couldn't feud with him, you know. So it was a big homie, so it was like a learning experience.
All right, what y'all think? Do y'all think that Jay-Z stole the song from Emilio? Do y'all think Jay-Z stole the song from Sparks? Or do y'all think it was all business? See, we might be looking at Jay-Z the same way we're looking at Trump. We might be in our feelings. We might be looking at Jay-Z the same way that we're looking at Trump. We just might be in our feelings with Jay-Z. You know what I mean? Jay-Z might be about that business. He might be in. Is it our fault? Is it our fault if we're not up on our business? Whose fault is it? Whose fault is it? Is it your fault that you don't have your business straight? Or is it other folks' fault? Drop a one. Drop a one. Drop a one if y'all think that it's up to you to have your business straight. Drop a one if you think it's up to you. You supposed to have your business straight, not nobody else. So if somebody beats you out of money, that's your fault. Positive vibes, drop the one. So in this situation, and then you got to remember, Sparks and Jay wasn't friends. Kimberly dropped the one. Barclay Studios dropped the one. It's not even like Sparks and Jay were friends. I mean, I could honestly see if it was your day one friend, if y'all grew up together. I could honestly see if it was your brother, if it was your father, if it was your mother. I understand if it was somebody that's close to you. But Sparks and Jay ain't friends. Sparks and Jay wasn't friends. And I think, like I said, I think that we're treating Jay-Z like we're treating Trump. Trump all about that money. Can we be mad at a man if he's all about that money? Kimberly dropped the one. If I'm all about money, right? And I'm on top of my money game. I see you, beautiful. I see you, beautiful. If I'm all about my money game, if I make sure I got my money straight, right? But you ain't up on your money. I mean, can you be mad at me? Honestly. Can you be mad at me? Can we be mad at somebody that got their business straight, but we don't have our business straight? I think that be the problem with most of us. We so caught up on other people. We not worrying about what we got going on. Y'all get where I'm coming from? So in this situation, my opinion, I don't think Jay stole the verse. I don't think he stole the song from, I don't think he stole the song from Sparks. I just think Sparks wasn't up on his business, you know, and most artists, most people is worrying about being famous, and when they worried about being famous and they worrying about the small things in the industry, when they should be worried about the big things, your money, signing your name on shit that you don't have a clue what it is. You know, soon as somebody stick a contract in your face, you ain't worrying about that. So I don't think that Jay was wrong in this situation. I don't. But I'm going to go to Dame and Jay. Now, this between Dame and Jay, this been going on for a while. Now, I feel in this situation, Jay-Z was wrong. And I'm going to tell y'all why. I'm going to let it rock out. And then I'm going to tell y'all why I think Jay was wrong. This is one situation where I think Jay was wrong. And like I said, I'm going to tell y'all why. All right? Now, this is Dame Dash in a Def Jam meeting. I want y'all to listen. And I'm going to tell y'all, Dame might tell y'all in this before I get a chance to tell y'all. But if he don't tell y'all in this, everything, I'm going to tell y'all what happened. Now, this is Dame Dash. Now, just listen.
Why shit is fucked up? But y'all stay trying to do that. Y'all should have called Damon Dash. That's why shit is fucked up. But y'all stay trying to do that. Y'all should have called Damon Dash and said, you want the whole fucking thing to hear it? Keep the door open. I don't give a fuck. Y'all should have called Damon Dash, make sure I was privy to it, and make sure I was CC'd or whatever. You don't send an email randomly at 10:30 at night, whatever it is at night, the day we all had to wait. That shit don't fly right. That shit is fucked up. And on another level, it's not for y'all, but y'all do not control any of my artists. That's why I'm asking questions. Everybody looking dumb in the face. So what were you doing? What was we talking about in terms of the day? Let me know.
Why don't you just call the meeting?
Why?
Because you know what it's like.
Why?
David, no one.
Why? Who cares? Why? We all here. Why now you want to call the meeting?
Because you know, no one needs to see that.
No one is, so then get the fuck out. I don't give a fuck. Then get out. This is not about you. We're going to do something about Jay. We're going to do it together. All right, then, but why you didn't call me? You want to make excuses? You can talk all you want. This is treacherous. I'm telling you. I'm sick of this shit. I'm sick of this shit. And don't get me off. You always leave when you ain't got shit to fucking say. So you just got sued for this bullshit, the same kind of shit. Y'all better stop fucking with me. Y'all gonna get your man in some trouble, I'm telling you. So if y'all want to talk about Jay, if there was an agenda, let's go through it.
Nah, we're gonna reschedule.
What the fuck you mean you're gonna reschedule?
We're gonna reschedule, man.
What you mean you're gonna reschedule? You get the fuck out. Look, y'all heard, man. Now that Rockefeller said no months ago, you're not a leader. You don't know shit about my culture. Get the fuck out. You don't know shit about Jay. Get the fuck out, Randy Acker. That's why I want to kick your fucking ass anyway. Excuse me? That's why you stay getting punched in your face by other artists, not by Dame Dash, but other people, because you don't respect my culture. That's why. That's why you get smacked. Not by me, by other people. Get out of here. Beat it. No one needs you. Get out. Clear a sample or something. Call security. How y'all calling meetings without me being there? That's what I need to know. They come on, man. That's what I need to know. You get your staff, get the fuck out. Don't have no meetings. No more. Just like I thought. Then when my staff comes, y'all cancel meetings. Just like I thought. What you mean bullshit? The fuck? Y'all niggas having meetings about my artists without calling me? Get off the bullshit. It ain't no bullshit. Get off the bullshit. It ain't no bullshit. Man, look, everybody here is ashamed of y'all. Who wants to work under a coward? You don't have to. Coward. You're a coward. You're a coward. Let's go back to minutes. So should I try to lock it down for today? Nah, I mean, y'all can do whatever you want. Like I said, I don't see the necessity. I mean, if they're gonna do the meeting, it's cool. I just want y'all there. If it's just for planning and shit, I still don't care. As long as we're there to be represented. Like Leo was like, I wasn't there. Like, so what? Your whole Julie was there. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all gonna have to give that effort for every artist. Just because they don't have an artist, they don't have a heavyweight. What they doing is they getting their fourth quarter game together. That's all they give a fuck about. It's the fourth quarter, and they want us to put as much act as possible. That's going to be their biggest act in the fourth quarter. And that's all they do. And it's not their act, it's ours. Well, they have no franchise right now. There's no DMX, John got ruined, there's nothing they can do. So they
Represent the artistry.
Wow. Trelane says he never saw that. Wow. Wow. Salute Blue Devil G. Wow. So, apparently, Def Jam had a meeting with Jay-Z. It was a meeting about Jay-Z and with Jay-Z, right? Now, this was before Jay-Z became the boss of bosses. This when Jay-Z was an artist and he was on Rockefeller and they were being distributed, I believe, through Def Jam or even Universal. But this was before Jay-Z became the president of Def Jam and all the other ventures that he eventually went off and got into. So he's on Rockefeller as an artist. Dame, right? Now Dame goes up in this meeting, right? And as y'all seen, Dame straight spazzed on him. This was the beginning of Dame's downfall. This was the beginning of his downfall. Now, in my opinion, he was right to go approach them in Def Jam about his artist. I don't think that he should have went that way. I don't think he was professional about it. I think he was very unprofessional. I think he could have handled it better. But nevertheless, I feel him. It's a meeting with his artist and about his artist, right? Nobody notified him. But guess who set the meeting up? He thinking that it's Leo and he thinking that it's Def Jam and them. But guess who set the meeting up? Jay-Z set the meeting up. Jay-Z didn't tell Dame Dash that he set that meeting up with Def Jam. So now Jay in this meet, y'all saw it. Jay on they tops. Dame on they top. Dame on they head. Right? Now he was right. But he never knew at that time that Jay-Z is the one that set that meeting up. That's really, I think, with him and Dame, I think that's the only time that I felt, and it's just my personal opinion, that's the only time that I felt that Jay was wrong. Drop a 1. Talk to me. Drop a 1 if y'all feel that Jay was wrong for setting that meeting up and not letting Dame know. Drop a 2 if y'all don't think Jay was wrong. And we're going to go to Jay, because I know y'all want to hear some things from Jay. Trelane, Positive Vibes, drop the 1. That's the only time Kimberly dropped the 1. Like, Jay, you could have at least notified Dame. You could have at least notified him. So like I said, Dame in there spazzing on him. Blue Devil dropped the one. Michelle dropped the one. And I still feel like Dame was unprofessional. I think Dame could have handled it better. And so it was like, they got sick of Dame. You don't go out like that. You don't. You don't. But let's find out what Jay got to say about some of these things.
Where did this come from, and what is the status of it?
Well, if you see people like me and Dane, we'd be together.
All right. Let's hear some things that Jay had to say about Dame, because there's always two sides.
Let's clear this up once and for all. The whole Dame Dash, Jay-Z feud. You know, that's been out for a long time. I know you spoke on it before, but where did this come from, and what is the status of it?
Well, if you see people like me and Dane, we'd be together every day, because our drive was for Rockefeller. You know what I'm saying? So we didn't have anything else to do. So we'd be together every day. Every day, our waking day, we was worried about doing something else to make Rockefeller grow. In the beginning, we'd jump in the van, we'd go to Maryland, we'd go anywhere. You know what I'm saying? And now we got, our focus is everywhere, different things. There's Rockaware, there's state property, there's Armadale, there's so many different things, as well as things that we always want to do on our own, which is, when people see that, it's drifting apart, we always been polar opposites, you know what I'm saying? But when people see us drifting apart and doing different things like that, it leads to like talking, and then that just grows and it grows. And, but I mean, I'm the kid's, I'm the son's godfather. You know what I'm saying? That's my brother. Me and him, we work to this thing happen, and we both realize our dreams together. So we don't always have that bond. So it's not a beef. It's just that it's just growing. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes growing means growing apart, not in a bad way. Like I like it.
I can relate to that. I can relate to that. I feel them on this. It's sometimes you grow apart from each other. Sometimes you do grow apart from each other. And it don't mean it's a bad thing. But like Jay was saying, when they first started out and they first started Rockefeller, they were always with each other. But then once the money came and, once everything else came, it was like other things came their way. Separate things came their way. He wanted to go this way and do this. He wanted to go that way and do this. So I feel him on this.
To like a LA, like I said, baby face situation. We all got things that we want to do, and we want to do separately. You know what I'm saying? Which is cool. Like, I'm happy for him. You know what I mean? As well as, he's happy for me. It's just that it's part of life. It's part of growing up.
Has he made decisions that you disagree with, and vice versa?
Absolutely. That's just part of being in the business.
Which business decisions did he make that you wasn't?
See, and then we going back to violating that trust. I wouldn't do that.
Okay.
But absolutely.
I thought it was all eyes on
you. Absolutely. All the time. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure I made decisions all the time. You know.
You think you get on his nerves? What about you that gets on his nerves?
I don't know. You gotta ask him. If he tell you, he's in big trouble.
So I feel Jay. I feel Jay. Dude, what about y'all? What about y'all? I see you 80s, baby. I see you, beautiful. Beautiful says, Blue Devil, I believe so, begging Beyonce not to leave him. You know she not getting caught up in this mess. Leslie says, these artists has been taken from the artists for some time, long before Jay-Z and P. Diddy. 80s Baby says, Jay-Z is not loyal to nobody but himself. He worse than Diddy and definitely sneaky and a snake. But like I said, I feel him on this. Like, he like, look, you know, it ain't no bad blood. You know, it's just, I wanted to do different things. He wanted to do different things. And that's going to happen. That's going to happen in business, in friendships, personal friendship. That's just how it go. Like you could take a man and a woman, you know, and they start out in high school. And, you know, they the love of each other's life. You know, they go on to graduate from high school, go to college. They, you know, get married. They have children. And they build this life together. But over the years, they fall out of love. He wants to go this way. She wants to go that way. It's nothing bad. It's just they fell out of love with each other. They wanted to do different things. And so it happens. It happens. I'm going to just say it happens. I'm going to go to one more clip. I'm going to go to another one. All right, first I'm gonna come back to Dame. 80s Baby says Jay-Z have betrayed Dash several times. That's why the partnership ended. Dash got tired of the backstab. Now I'm gonna come to Dame. We heard a little bit of what Jay said. Now let's come to Dame. Now, Dame has been more outspoken about their relationship than Jay. But let's go to Dame. All right. Now, let's listen to Dame. Now, Dame is going to give y'all the foundation of him and Jay's relationship. He's going to talk to y'all and tell y'all how it all started. And he's going to let y'all know, and this is why him, along with a lot of other people, feel as though Jay should have really stayed down with Dame. But enough for me. Let's go, y'all. Let's go.
I took Jay-Z and shocked him to every single label, and they all said no. I wouldn't have been so generous with Jay. It was more friendship for me and money for him. But he did things that I thought he would never do. So now it would be like, oh, he would do that, and I would make sure it didn't happen.
How do you feel towards Jay-Z now?
I don't feel nothing. The difference between Jay and Kanye, and I say it, Jay is about the money, period. I did partnerships with my artists, with the artists I work with in the businesses that I do now, just because I want people to maintain their manhood. Like, I don't ever say you sign them. I'm not letting, I don't like the way that sounds. So, you know, even the verbiage and the whole thing, just your masters, you know what I'm saying? All of those things are like trigger words, you know, that unconsciously control us. Can we smoke in?
If you want it.
We got
Is there, I don't know if there's, is that a fire alarm?
That's the no. You're not even from here, man.
I have no idea.
Don't even get out of here. That's you just do not know.
Are y'all watching this? The interviewer, you can't make this issue. The interviewer has his shoes off. Look, y'all.
Hotel, okay?
Is it gonna go off? Because
you think it'll go?
I have no idea what that is.
It should be fine.
It is what it is.
It is what it is, you know.
I really want to understand why Rockefeller won, and you know,
it's because it was real.
Because it was real.
It was real, and I wasn't having it. Rocco, no one wanted to sign. Think about how, this is the record industry. I took Jay-Z and shopped him to every single label, and they all said no. I had to do it myself.
Why did they say no?
Either he was too old, he rapped too fast, they just didn't have it. So we were like, we'll do it ourselves. So that's the thing. Remember when I said before, people been telling me I'm not a superhero, and I know I am, right? So if someone told you that you couldn't sell companies and do the things that you did, because to them it's superhero shit, it's a dream that they can't come true for them. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you've done things that people want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I guarantee you, if you came with that idea to certain people, they say, give you 30 reasons why you can't do it. The reason why Rockefeller was good, the reason why I did what I had to do, was because I knew how to have a clear dream without anyone obstructing it. I knew how to visualize winning. So if somebody told me, you can't do that because of this, get out my dream. Because that's not the last thought I'm going to have with my dream, because my mind is powerful. And whatever I see in my mind, I can make happen.
That whole stint of your career, the Rockefeller chapter, do you have any regrets surrounding that when you look back and think, I wish I'd done that differently, I wish someone had told me this thing?
That's Rockefeller. That shit is art. Why would I want to mess with that? Look how it's impacted the world. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, there'll be certain things that just because I know better, I do different. But who cares, man? I was like a kid.
What are those things? If you've given me advice.
I wouldn't have been so generous with Jay. It was more friendship for me and money for him.
So he's saying that it was more friendship for him and more money for Jay. I feel Dame. I feel both sides. We've all been there before with people where the relationship that we had with people was all love, you know, friendship, buddy. But their intentions of the relationship was something different. So I feel him on this. I do. I feel Dame on this.
And I always felt that, but I ignored it a little.
You regret ignoring that?
I don't regret it. I wouldn't have, the things that I wouldn't have let certain things happen because I didn't think they could happen. You know what I'm saying? Like he would never do that. But he did things that I thought he would never do.
And that's the sad reality of sisterhoods. That's the sad reality of brotherhoods. Because as brotherhoods, you're going to think, nah, my brother wouldn't do this to me. As sisterhoods, you're going to believe, my sister wouldn't do this to me. So it's real. It's real. I'm feeling them.
So now I would be like, oh, he would do that. And I would make sure it didn't happen. So Rockefeller would probably still exist right now.
I made those mistakes too.
It is what it is. Actually, the life that I got after Rockefeller was it's been so fulfilling, and I've had so much fun. You know, I just opened up art galleries all over the world and made music with cool people, and I just been doing cool shit for the last 10 years.
One thing I learned, though, when one door closes, God will make a way for another door to open. And in a lot of cases, when one door closes, God will make a way for two doors to open. And for all of my atheists, when one door closes, the universe, or either yourself, either your universe or either yourself, when one door closes, will make a way for two doors to open. It's all universal. It's all universal. But for all my godly people, you know, and that's something that we all bear witness to. Like he said, when, you know, when that door closed, when that chapter with Jay closed, other doors open, you know? And it happens to all of us. But what we have to do is we have to keep in mind that everybody is not like you and me. Everybody is not like Positive Vibes. Everybody is not like 80s Baby. Everybody is not like Beautiful Nightmare. Everybody is not like you, him, her, or me. You know, everybody different. And so we just got to always keep that in mind. You know, reminisce on the good things. You know, like I tell people, don't be in my life. Don't be around me to tear me down. If you're going to be a part of my life, if you're going to be around me, let's get some things, let's make some things happen. You know, let's take your dollar and my dollar and let's make $2 and let's just keep climbing up. Or, you know, let's go to the beach. You get where I'm coming from? Let's build together. Let's build together. And what Dame J had, man, they came in. Because like Dame said, he said he was shopping. He was shopping Jay to these labels. He was shopping, and I remember those days because Jay-Z used to rap fast. I mean, he rapped real fast. And as Dame said, yes, the labels felt that Jay was either too old or he rapped fast. He rapped too fast. So Dame, he said, we invested our own money. And they done a record called Ain't No Nigga Like the One I Got. And who was featured on that record? Foxy Brown. It's a remake, right? So Jay-Z and Foxy Brown done the record. Ain't no like the one I got. No one can. You better. Sleeps around, buddy, something, something. Dame takes the record to Def Jam. Them same people. Kevin Lyle. Them same people that Dame spazzed on. He took that record with Jay-Z and Foxy to Def Jam. And he had a bag full of money. He never disclosed how much money he had in the bag, but he took the record and he took the bag of money to Kevin Lyles. And Kevin Lyles told him, keep your money. Because see, Kevin Lyles was playing chess. It's all about chess. Kevin Lyles knew if they got money to give like that, then for surely these are some money-making Negroes. I'm going to let them keep their money because if I accept this money from them, right, then I can't have them in a position for where as though I'll be able to eat off of them for years. I'm going to let them keep this money, but I'm going to sign them. I'm going to sign them, and then that way I get a percentage. We get a percentage off of everything that they make from here on out. So he told him, keep the bag of money. He said, I'm going to give you a soundtrack deal. He said, if the record does good, then I give you a deal. We'll sign y'all. And that soundtrack was to the movie of Nutty Professor. Y'all look up the soundtrack to Nutty Professor, you're going to see that Jay-Z and Foxy Brown song. Jay-Z and Dame and Rockefeller, they never look back. Jay-Z success took off. So I understand Dame. Dame, like, I was more of it looking like a friendship. But I understand Jay. I would be lying to y'all if I tell y'all Jay didn't have a point. Jay wanted that money by any means necessary. Now, some of y'all will say, yeah, Shank, but he stabbed Dame in the back. But did he really stab Dame in the back? Did he really stab Dame in the back? What did he do? Can anybody tell me what Jay done to stab Dame in the back? Before I let everybody go, before I let y'all go, 80s baby, can you tell me what Jay done that stabbed Dame in the back? Because it's business. It's business. I mean, they wasn't, who said that they were supposed to always stay together? Beautiful says took his woman. I mean, did he really take Aaliyah from Dame? Let's look at it. Out of Dame's own mouth, Jay had Aaliyah first. Jay was messing with Aaliyah first, right? But she wasn't really feeling Jay like that. She wasn't feeling Jay like that. You know, she was feeling him. So, I mean, maybe that's why Jay cut Dame off. Because maybe Jay had feelings for Aaliyah. 80 says, everything Dame had, he wanted to himself. Yes, he unalived her so Dame couldn't marry her. Beautiful says, but ain't it some type of brother code, Shank? Okay, this is the brother code. This is the brother code. All right? If I'm messing with a female, right? Now, I'm there first. Now, if I got a baby by her, she's definitely off limit to the homies. If we living together, she's off limit. Certain females are off limits. Like, y'all know my day one, so let's chop it up about me and my day ones. I knew, let's backtrack, because we don't get down like this. You know, we grown men now. But when we was younger, in our younger days, I knew the females that Tommy was serious about. I knew the females that Pee Wee was serious about. Vice versa. They knew the females that I was serious about. They knew the females that was off limits, right? Now, if Tommy, let's say Tommy was Jay and I'm Dame, and Tommy was there first, by the brother code, by our code, Tommy got all rights to her. no matter what. Because Tommy was first. Tommy was first. He got all rights to her, vice versa. Any one of us that was there first, that's who the rights go to, because we were there first. Now, Tommy might say Shank, and we've done this. You know, Tommy might say, Shank, yo, I got this freak. Yo, you could knock her down. Yo, this is what you need to do to knock her down. He'll give me the 411 on how to smash. Vice versa. I give him the 411. I give Pee-wee. Vice versa. We'll give each other the 411 on how to smash. Now, if I catch feelings for somebody that Tommy was there first, I can't be mad. I can't be mad. So Dame can't be mad at Jay. Jay hit first. How do y'all females do? Y'all females do it like that? How do y'all females do it? Beautiful says, y'all horrible. LMA, teach me something, OG, so I know how these men's work. Why we gotta be horrible, beautiful? 80s baby says, their partnership ended because Jay-Z did several things behind his back to make more money than Dame. Several artists that was better than him if he couldn't compete with them, honestly. But Dame did the same thing, 80s baby. Dame did the same thing to Jay. Dame signed Cameron when Jay-Z was out the country. So it was a little of both of them. Beautiful says, hell no, if I touched him, off limits, period. Positive Vibe says, Mr. Clean living his young years. Okay, so for the ladies, let's just say if y'all had a one-night stand. I mean, come on. Don't act like y'all ain't never had no one-night stand. You know, let's just say y'all was at the club or y'all was at the bar. You know, y'all was getting y'all drink on. Y'all was getting y'all smoke on. You know what I mean? You know, woo-dee-woo-woo-woo. One thing led to another. You know, it's a dude that you not going to get in no relationship with, but, you know, it is what it is. And it's a one-night stand. That go Positive Vibes with the bullshit. I ain't never have a one-night stand, Shank. But just imagine you had a one-night stand, Positive Vibes. 80s baby says, whoever my friends fool with, they are off limits to me. I don't want no 1 seconds. Definitely not my friends. Beautiful says, I ain't care if it lasted 3 minutes. If I touched him, he off limits. We don't think like that. Us, we don't think like that. You know what I mean? We don't think like that. You know what I mean? It might be a jump off. Might be a booty call. You know what I mean? We don't do one-night stands, Baldy. All right. But for us men, we do. We have. So, you know what I mean? Like I said, it might be a jump off. You know, it might be somebody just to smash. You know what I mean? We might have been drinking. You know what I mean? We might have been, all right. Here go Trelane. Trelane says, if my homeboy had a one-night stand with a chick and years later she holler at me, I'm smashing. Okay, right. Now, Trelane. Okay. And that's pretty much how we are. Now, in my opinion, Trelane, you could build with me. In my opinion, Trelane can't get mad at his homeboy that smashed first. Now, this is a true story, y'all. This is a true story. This is something that happened to me, right? Now, there was a young lady. There was like 30 years ago. There was a young lady, female. Now, I was smashing the female, right? I was smashing the female first, you know. And that's all it was to me, you know. So, my man, he wasn't a day one of mine. But me and him had got cool. And he had done some work for me. I had a clothing store. I had a clothing store back in 1998, and I named the clothing store after my daughter that had passed away of cancer. So I named that store, and I was selling Versace pants, Moschino's, Persucos, Gucci, Calvin Klein, Guess. I was selling all the name design brand. We would go to New York and we would get the stuff up in New York dirt cheap, and then we would bring them back to Baltimore and sell them in the store. So my man, you know, he did some work in my store for me, some electrical work, things of that nature. So, you know, we was cool, but like I said, he wasn't my day one or nothing like that. So he cuts into the broad that, you know, was one of my jump balls, you know, that I was smashing. So I don't got the plug no more, Trelane. That was in 98. I don't got the store no more, Trelane. So he gets her pregnant. You know, he gets her pregnant and everything. He had 3 kids by, but I'm still smashing. You know what I mean? He don't know this. He don't know this because me and him don't rock like that. He just did some work for me down my store. So this one particular night, I'm coming up out of, I had just, you know what I'm saying, you know, hit and everything. So I'm coming up, and it's funny, y'all. It's funny, because it's funny. So I'm coming up out the room, right? Get ready to leave. And, you know, I got my head down because I'm fixing my pants. I'm pulling my pants up. You know, I'm putting my belt. I'm strapping up my belt. And when I look, he had the key. It's his kid's mother. He had the key. He comes through the door, and he's right there at the door. And he's just looking at me like, I could see the hurt in his eyes. And he's like, my baby mother? And I'm like, oh, man. And I'm trying to explain to him that, you know, I'm like, James, and he was like, you're sleeping with my baby mother? I felt bad. I did feel bad, but I mean, what was I to do? Like I said, so situations like this happens. You know, it happens. And with the dame, let me grab my let me see. Beautiful says, not y'all was on Maury. 80s baby says, ew. Positive says, beautiful, right? The kids might be here. Nah. And one of the little boys, he ended up, I think his mother, I think she contacted me, I think about 3 years ago, when said that he had ended up getting killed over West Baltimore. So, you know, prayers, you know, prayers. We need a DNA test. Mr. Clean got caught. Brutal says, Shank say she was my first. You wrong, Shank. I wasn't wrong. I wasn't wrong. And that's the situation with Jay, Aaliyah, and Dame. You know what I mean? That's the situation with James, Aaliyah, and Dame. Jay was first. You know what I mean? Jay was first. 80s baby says, Mr. Clark, that's why we don't have those problems, because we don't do that sharing stuff. All right. Listen, y'all. I want to do a demonstration where women tell it all. And I want 80s baby. I want beautiful nightmare. I want positive vibes. And I want Miss Parker. I want y'all to participate. Y'all can remain in the chat. Y'all can remain in the chat. Y'all don't got to come up on the panel. Y'all can remain in the chat. Well, matter of fact, I want all the Rock Squad females. Not just y'all four. Not just y'all four. Nah, leave that alone. Nah, beautiful. Nah, since y'all want to call me out. But I want all the females in the Rock Squad. We're going to play Truth or Dare. We're going to play Truth or Dare. And I want y'all to be honest. Let's just be honest. You know what I mean? Let's just be honest. We ain't got to do nothing recent. You know, we could go back. We could go back to y'all when y'all was teenagers. I want to know about how it was when y'all was teenagers. Can we chop it up about y'all when y'all was teenagers? Are y'all willing? Y'all wasn't no angels. Y'all used to be angels. Y'all wasn't no angels. But I want to chop it up with y'all like, because us men, we're always willing to come forward. See Trelane, you see Trelane? He came forward, kept it real. I'm keeping it real. But we want y'all to keep it real with us. Can we do that? Ladies, can we have this conversation? Can we chop it up about y'all like I was scared ain't start cutting up to... See, there you go with the bullshit, beautiful. But like, how did y'all feel like, you know, like I wasn't doing nothing when I was a teenager? All right, positive vibe. There you go with the bullshit. But have y'all ever had the one night stands, you know, have, and this y'all younger days. This is when y'all was younger. Have a man, have he ever made y'all feel so low that y'all never wanted to date no more? Have a man ever felt y'all feel so low that y'all thought about dating a female? You know, I want to talk about that. I want that kind of demonstration where y'all be straight up with us. Can we do that? Can we do that? No judgment zone, because remember, it's when y'all was younger. Can we do that? All right, I'm going to get with Miss Parker. I'm going to run it past Miss Parker. I'm going to get with the other females. Nah, anything I intended to be a one-night stand turned into a stalker. That's what we want to talk about. That's what we want to talk about. Like somebody that y'all was with that y'all just wanted it to be a one-night stand. Or somebody that you ain't really see being with for a long time, but it turned into a relationship. All right? Remember, I don't know what day I want to do it, but I will get with y'all and let y'all know. Like I said, y'all can remain in the chat. Y'all ain't got to come up on the panel. Y'all can remain in the chat. But let's chop it up. And y'all already know what I'm getting ready to do. I've been at work all day. I haven't ate my dinner. I'm going to eat my dinner. And y'all already know what comes after that. Now, tomorrow is Sisters. How many of y'all been watching Sisters? I know Beautiful been watching Sisters. Positive Vibes, 80s Baby. Y'all been watching Sisters? How many of y'all been watching Sisters? Tommy says nope. Tommy says nope. 80s Baby says Shank trying to bring bad stuff up. Take a shower, you stink, Mr. Club. I took a shower when I first came home. That'd be the first thing I gotta take a shower as soon as I get home because of the work environment where I work at. So I already took my shower. Salute, Coach. Salute, Coach Art. Appreciate you for pulling up, son. Son. We gotta go. I gotta go PG now. My son then pulled up. So I can't go rated X. My son pulled up. But yeah, we want to know. There go positive vibes. There y'all go. How can we get anywhere? 80s baby says, I'm severely behind on sisters, like a whole season behind. Catch me up. I might run it tomorrow. Y'all want me to run it tomorrow? I'm gonna run it tomorrow. We're gonna watch Sisters over here tomorrow. Well, y'all can watch it from y'all house, but I'm gonna run it from over here. Oh, that's Mr. Clean's son here. Yeah. All right, beautiful. But I'm gonna run Sisters tomorrow. Look, salute everybody. I got to eat, and then I got to lay down. I'm going to see everybody tomorrow at 4. Now, Miss Parker always come late. Y'all notice that? Y'all notice that? Miss Parker, I'm going to need for your ass to do better. Miss Parker always pull up when the demonstrations is over with. We don't need you now, Miss Parker. Miss Parker. Saggers, here goes Saggers. Now they want to pull up when the demonstration over with. Don't let people get to you. It's not good to step to people left. Now y'all want to pull up now. But look, y'all, I got to get up out of here. Salute everybody, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Salute.